we're headed out of Alabama. We've actually already in Mississippi. We're continuing on. Stephanie's in the back. She was doing a bunch of different little things as we were heading down the road, hanging out with Augie, helping with school, and yeah. So we were supposed to leave originally. We were going to go from Alabama to Arkansas last week. We postponed this, so we're actually headed to a Harvest Host tonight. We're trying to figure out how we're going to do that because they're actually going to close before we get there. They said we can still stay, but you're supposed to spend some money with them, so we're going to try to figure out how to do that because they also don't open till later in the morning. So we're going to see how that works and make sure we somehow support their business for letting us stay on their property. Maybe I'll pin a $20 bill to a post or something.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, so we've been rainy, nasty driving day on our way to, I guess, Louisiana now instead of, we were going to stop in Arkansas, but we've made a few stops, Mr. Peabody, then other Mr. Peabody, and then we had some phone calls to make, and so,
Yeah.
yep. Let's ride out.
Okay, so Randy asked me to record some of what makes travel days easier. We're not perfect at it, so yeah. Normally, I would say like the days where we've been super successful in like hitting our destination, minimal like stoppage time, has been when we pack lunches, pack snacks, but then there's some weeks where you just don't have time to do that. I worked a lot of late nights this week. Randy's been super busy just with school for Augie and then just getting stuff done around the camper that we just didn't have time to prep. So, well, it's not ideal. There are some things that on those not ideal travel days that you can do to help. One is have one adult sit in the back. You know, Augie, we can talk to each other, although it's kind of hard to do sometimes. We can talk to each other all the time in the front seat, but if you have a really long travel day, you know, get in the back with your kid. Augie and I are watching some super science, and we've done letters. We're getting ready to stop after this episode is done, and we're going to work on reading some books, and then some Abcmouse, because he likes to watch the Abcmouse movies instead of actually doing the lessons. So this is mommy's school time, so we're going to do some of the lessons. And yeah, and we've still got quite a bit of time left in our trip, but we started the morning in Louisiana. We're currently in Arkansas, and by the end of the day we will be in Texas. So this will be a little bit about, you know, just kind of some of the things that we find that help along the way. Augie, do you like it when mommy sits in the back seat with you?
Yeah, bumpy ride. You want to go
Who lives in Texas?
Oh, yeah, mommy.
Yeah, for the couple weeks we do. Cowboys? Cowgirls? Cows? What do cowboys and cowgirls say?
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. We really like, sorry, I'm squinting because there's a big semi. I'm not a fan of semis. And normally I would just look away, but I'm recording. So, we have Abcmouse, and I would love to say that we've used it to its fullest capacity, but we haven't. We just get busy. We have other things that we use. Randy uses Timberdoodle for his school. So that's typically how they learn. But Abcmouse is great for road trips. So some of our favorites, whenever we're trying to focus a little bit more on learning rather than just fun, are PBS Kids app. It's free, and the content is free. The PBS Kids game app is really great. Abcmouse, you know, we're really trying hard with him to learn how to read, and he's doing a great job, and so we're practicing that a lot, and numbers and things like that. So Abcmouse kind of gives us a little bit, you know, a a little bit more freedom in terms of getting him some education on the road. And then, you know, we do take breaks. So before this, we took a break and he was able to watch a TV show. Hi. Hi.
So we're crossing into the country of Texas. You got your passport ready?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize we were crossing it right then, but yeah, so we're crossing into Texas, which is our final destination. We started this trip in Alabama yesterday. We stayed at a Harvest Host real fast overnight. We're gonna have to buy something online too because they weren't open by the time we left. We didn't figure that in very well, but so we're gonna buy something online eventually, and then we are crossed into Texas, and this has been the longest travel we've done. We're gonna try to condense that down. Consync, is that a word? But we're gonna condense that down. We're not gonna do as many. It's gonna be 3-4 hours max travel days after this, except for when we finish in March, and the end of March we'll be in Texas through the end of March, and then we'll be headed to Colorado after that. That'll probably be a 2-day get there trip. But yeah, so we're gonna try not to do this too often. But
yeah, but there's gonna be times where we have a destination we want to go to, and our only choice is to hit the road and buckle up for the ride.
yeah, and Augie's fine with it. Mommy's back in the back seat with him, chilling, getting things done. They're doing schoolwork along the way because we took off, and Augie still needs to learn, right?
Yeah.
Get some education. Yeah, so
Excited to see some new landscapes.
yeah, we went. I was listening to a podcast that mentioned how the Interstate 20, I guess, had a bunch of construction going in towards Dallas to go around it at all costs. Actually, had part of their truck damaged just driving straight because the lanes are so narrow. So we went another way. So that's how we went through Arkansas, and why? Because it makes no sense otherwise. But yeah, so let's keep riding out and get there. Stephanie's gonna go over some of the stuff she's gonna do with Augie to make this travel a little bit easier.
But like cholesterol, he continued, there's good crazy and bad crazy.
Someone's excited that we're at a Buc-ee's gas station.
Everybody just says it's a place to stop. Must be a place in Texas, so here we are.
It's massive. I've never seen a gas station this big. It's kind of crazy. So I switched spots. Augie's in the back doing some alpha blocks. So if you've never heard of alpha blocks, it's actually a really cool show. They also have number blocks. It does a lot with sounding out letters and words. And so that's another great resource if you're just tired of trying to do letters. I mean, this is like an 8-hour trip for us, so doing 8 hours of school would be ridiculous. But we got in some letters, we got in some words. So yeah, so we were talking about Abcmouse. I love it. It's really great. He gets distracted and starts making, when the paint option comes, he gets distracted. But it's a really great resource.
It's $2.18 a gallon.
Someone's a dork. Yeah, he has gas gloves because I'm
gross.
super paranoid about COVID.
I've always had gas gloves.
Yeah.
I never wore them.
Well,
These go to the laundry every time I go to the laundry.
yeah. I'm super paranoid about COVID.
I saw somebody
so.
do something gross at a gas station one time too, and then touch the pump. I'm like, yeah.
So, yeah. The weird things the Langstons do.
Well, that was a tiny store.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the size of some of those neighborhood Walmarts.
I know. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, we didn't hang out in there very long because we got to get on the road, and a few people not following the the mask mandate. I was watching some people put gas in non-approved containers at the same time, but we're just did a quick pass through. But since there was some chin straps in there, we did decide to go ahead and vacate, but we got some lunch because we did have to eat still. That's the only reason we really went in.
Yeah.
Originally, my plan was just to go get gas, but it's so big. Well, diesel, we don't get gas, obviously, but yeah, I figured we'd get it real quick so we can get back on the road. But we get some food, and now I get to wear it in my lap. On the road again. Bye, Bucky.